Welcome back to BT on this Thursday morning. Well, many women in the sandwich generation, they are balancing the demands of raising children while caring for their aging parents as well. Along the way, it's easy to put everyone else's needs first and then lose sight of your own. So how can you support your loved ones without losing yourself in the process? Joining us now is identity-led transformation coach Hina Khan. Hina, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's my honor. Thank you for having me.
And it's fun for me because you and I have known each other for many years, and here we are sitting on these stools, and now I get to learn from you.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so the first question is, what is the biggest misconception that we have about the sandwich generation?
The biggest misconception is that people look at all the logistics involved. And of course, there are many. There are schedules, there are appointments, there's a lot of things that you have to do. But I think what people do not see is the emotional load of trying to navigate a certain season with your children, depending what age they're at, and helping them navigate life. And then you've got parents that may be declining, and this is your first time experiencing both of these things. And so you are in a perpetual state of being pulled in two different directions.
And is that why people feel so burned out at this point?
Exactly. I think we think, oh my gosh, I've been running around all day, I've been doing all of this. So when you hit your head on the pillow, you're exhausted, but you're not having a good sleep. You're not having good sleep because you're thinking about all of everyone else's needs. You're worried, you've got anxiety, and also anticipatory grief. Anticipatory grief for what you are seeing happening with your parents, how they're changing. Anticipatory grief for perhaps missing out on things with your children. And then we start beating ourselves up for that. So you can be doing a lot and wake up exhausted.
For me, I went through something like this where my mother was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh my goodness.
And my teenagers started struggling with mental health.
Yes.
Right on cue.
Yes.
And so I would be in the hospital with my mother, and then there'd be times where I'd have to be in the hospital at night with my struggling teen. So it was really difficult. Also, my mother said, "Please don't tell anybody that I'm sick." So it was it was a secret that I had to carry. So it was a struggle. And so a lot of caregivers are in that position where it's almost like guilt. They feel guilt because they're kind of angry or resentful or something, that they have to always be taking care of someone else. But what about me?
And when you also, part of that guilt is, so you're in the hospital with your mom, and part of you might be thinking about, oh, I should be at this thing with my daughter, or I should be there. And then you're there with your daughter, and part of you is like, oh my gosh, my mom at the hospital, they were going to give some information, I should be there. So you're constantly split.
Yes.
And so what I often say is, let's replace the guilt with grace. Grace for this season that you're in, that you've never been in. Have you ever been in that situation before? Was there a playbook for you to say, this is how you navigate mental health crisis with your teens and going through this with your mom, a cancer diagnosis?
But I feel like women are really good at guilt.
Yeah, we
They're
are.
too good.
We are. We're
It
very good with
early. It starts as just a mom. You're not even in the sandwich generation yet, and you already feel that guilt of not being there for your kids when really you're there all the time for them.
And that's what leads to people having trouble asking for help.
Right.
Because look, logically we know we can't do it all by ourselves. Logically we know that we need support. But we have given the meaning of asking for help with failing. Like somehow I am failing if I'm not doing it all, or if I'm not at the hospital, I've let my mom down. Or if I'm not at this appointment or taking my child to this activity, I've let them down. So we will continue to do it all to avoid those feelings of letting someone down or being a failure.
Okay, so let me flip this switch.
Love it.
There is science that shows that when you ask for help and you give somebody the opportunity to do something kind, they get a blast of serotonin and dopamine, like it's the kindness gift.
Yes.
And so when you're thinking, oh, I don't want to bother that person, you're also depriving them of the opportunity to feel like they're contributing and doing something kind for someone else.
You are absolutely right, Erica. You're giving somebody an opportunity to be able to provide you support, and that's actually a gift for them. We think it's taking away from them, but like you said, it's not. It's actually increasing them. And so many times, don't we ask, like, what do you need? Tell me what you want. And they don't know.
That's true.
They don't
That's
know,
true.
but they want to help, but they just don't know what to do. So when you have the courage to ask for help and support, you are benefiting the person that is supporting you as well.
And it's funny that we take it the opposite way and that we always think that our ask for help is a burden on the other person.
I know.
When it truly is a serotonin rush, like you had said.
Yeah.
Hina, lastly, because we're running out of time,
Okay.
but what's the one thing that people can take away if they're in this situation right now? Is there, a key to navigating this and getting through it?
I think the key is to have grace for yourself and knowing that you're doing the best you can. And I hope that this conversation gives you permission to ask for help. Another thing that you can just ask yourself is, does this require me or does it require someone? Mm-hmm. So that can be a way to interrupt the default positioning of always stepping in and doing everything, because you matter.
Yeah.
You really matter.
I always look at it as like almost running a company, and you need to delegate
Yes.
certain things to other people so that if you get sick, who's going to take care of everybody else?
Exactly.
Yeah, think about those things. Hina, where can we get more information?
We can get more information on my Instagram at Coach with Hina.
All right. Hina Khan, thank you so much for
Thank
joining us.
you.
Always such good information when you come in and join us. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All right, we're going to have more BT here coming up after the break. Stay with us.